What if I told you one of the most influential rappers of all time just tried to publicly drag a chart-topping R&B darling into a digital firestorm, all because of a tweet? In a time where celebrities live and die by their social media presence, Nicki Minaj's explosive Twitter rant didn't just spark controversy, it lit the internet on fire. SZA, known for her calm demeanor and spiritual nature, found herself suddenly at the center of Nicki's wrath. And fans? They were left confused, entertained, and divided. But this wasn't just a petty celebrity spat. No, this clash pulled back the curtain on the music industry's insecurities, power plays, and personal vendettas in a way that only the internet could magnify. It all began quietly, just another day on Twitter, until Nicki Minaj decided to name-drop a certain TDE executive. "Y'all remember that man from TDE who kept bullying me on Twitter for no reason?" she tweeted with sarcastic energy. She followed it up with a nickname that would soon trend across timelines, minus 30 million. The cryptic nickname instantly caught fire. Fans and blogs scrambled to decode it, and it didn't take long before theories emerged. The number, many speculated, was referencing reports that Spotify had removed over 30 million streams from SZA's album due to alleged artificial boosting. And that TDE exec? That was Terrence Punch Henderson, SZA's longtime label head. According to Nicki, this man had relentlessly come at her online, and she was finally clapping back, with numbers and names. But this wasn't your standard Twitter clapback. Nicki wasn't just targeting Punch. In the very same thread, she pivoted, bringing in Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez and her daughter Diori Hadley. #HashJustice. For Diori. Suddenly, what looked like a petty feud spiraled into a full-blown exposé. Diori had recently filed a lawsuit against her own mother, claiming she was unlawfully institutionalized in mental health facilities. Nicki's tweets implied this was all connected, that the industry wasn't just playing dirty with numbers, but manipulating lives. It was a lot. Fans were stunned. SZA's name hadn't even come up yet in a direct way, but the writing was on the wall. Nicki believed SZA, TDE, and Roc Nation were all in on something shady, and she was here to blow the lid off it. For a while, SZA said nothing. Her silence echoed across social media, with fans wondering if she'd stay out of it or defend herself. And then, finally, she spoke, with a single tweet. "Mercury retrograde. Don't take the bait. LOL, silly goose." A vague, almost playful nod to the chaos unfolding. She didn't mention Nicki by name, didn't throw punches, didn't even seem mad. It was the kind of tweet that could be interpreted a dozen different ways, exactly the kind that drives a person like Nicki Minaj mad, and it did. Nicki wasted no time responding. "Go draw your freckles back on, bye," she snapped, quoting SZA's tweet directly. "Liar, liar, pants on fire," sounding like an effing dead dog. The tone wasn't just sarcastic, it was venomous. In seconds, a light-hearted horoscope reference had turned into a full-scale character assassination. Nicki mocked SZA's appearance, accused her of faking her freckles, and launched a barrage of insults that felt personal, deliberate, and completely disproportionate. Twitter exploded with reactions. Some were laughing, some were shocked. Others were disturbed by how intense things had gotten in just a few tweets. Even after being dragged into the digital mud, SZA tried to keep her composure. "I don't give an F about none of that weird-ish popping," she tweeted. It was defensive, sure, but still measured. She didn't retaliate with name-calling. She didn't go low, but that didn't stop Nicki from continuing her tirade. And that's when fans started stepping in, some to defend their queen, others to beg her to stop. Nicki's fans, known as the Barbz, are famous for their loyalty and their aggression. Many warned SZA to tread carefully. "You're going to be in tears soon," some tweeted. Others reminded her that Nicki had ended careers before. But a surprising number of voices rose up in defense of SZA. "She's on a sold-out tour," they pointed out. "She's unbothered, successful, and hasn't dissed anyone." And to prove her success, SZA pulled out the receipts, literally. "LMAO, let me go back to being calm, shy, and meek," SZA tweeted, before posting a screenshot that showed her SOS tour had grossed over $100 million. Not only that, she had just joined the likes of Tina Turner, Beyoncé, and Rihanna as one of the only black women in history to do so. That's elite company. For fans, This was a checkmate moment. The number spoke louder than any tweet ever could. Instead of backing down, Nicki doubled down. She questioned SZA's entire legacy. If every song you ever made vanished, the music business wouldn't even miss you, she posted. Then came another jab. What have you done besides yodel with autotune? This wasn't just shade. This was character assassination. And it wasn't just about talent. It was about relevance, influence, and worth. Nicki was positioning herself as untouchable, and SZA as insignificant. Nicki then accused SZA of manipulating her success by re-releasing her album as a deluxe edition. Put out a whole new album to break records on something that dropped a year ago? She mocked. Like, what in the insecure lack of integrity are you doing? It was another dig at SZA's numbers, a recurring theme in Nicki's rage, that SZA didn't earn her status honestly. At this point, something unexpected happened. Even die-hard Barbz started calling Nicki out. Girl, I love you, but this ain't it, one fan wrote. Others said defending Nicki was becoming emotionally exhausting. You beef with every single woman in music. At some point, it's not them. It's you. Twitter threads with thousands of likes echoed the same sentiment. The drama had gone too far. Then came the conspiracy theories. Nicki's cursed. Somebody put roots on her. She hasn't had peace in years. It was hilarious, ridiculous, and kind of believable. One viral post said, "This woman wakes up every few months and picks a new woman to destroy. There are demons gnawing at her soul." Whether serious or satirical, these posts tapped into a growing narrative that Nicki's behavior wasn't just aggressive. It was unhinged. Throughout it all, SZA kept her cool. No profanity-laced rants, no body shaming, no threats. She stayed in her lane, thanking her fans, posting tour content, and letting her numbers speak. In an era where drama often outweighs talent, SZA's decision to disengage may have been her strongest move yet. Nicki's tweets weren't just about SZA, they were about a changing industry. An industry where streaming numbers, social media, and image often matter more than talent. In her eyes, SZA represented that shift. A shift that threatened the old guard. And Nicki, she wasn't going down without a fight. "Speak on me at your own risk," Nicki warned in her final tweets. "I play the long game." It was ominous, almost cinematic, but also exhausting. For years, fans had watched Nicki feud with Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto, Remy Ma, and now SZA. And for what? So what was this really about? Was Nicki simply defending herself from industry manipulation? Or was she projecting deeper insecurities about staying relevant in a world that's constantly moving forward? As for SZA, was she just collateral damage or a quiet challenge to the throne? One thing's for sure. This feud wasn't about streams or tweets. It was about power, ego. This isn't the first time Nicki Minaj has made headlines for feuding with another female artist, and it probably won't be the last. Over the years, the list of women who've found themselves in her crosshairs has grown alarmingly long. From Cardi B to Miley Cyrus, Remy Ma to Megan Thee Stallion, and now SZA, the pattern is undeniable. And with each clash, the spotlight shifts from her music to her mouth. At first, it was entertaining, then it became exhausting. Now, some say it's destructive. What's especially interesting is how often these conflicts follow a similar arc. Nicki accuses someone of disrespect, betrayal, or fake numbers. She unleashes a barrage of tweets, sometimes cryptic, sometimes savage. Fans choose sides. And then silence, until it all happens again. It's a cycle that's played out more times than her chart-topping singles. And with every round, the public becomes a little more desensitized to the drama and a little less focused on the music. But here's where it gets tricky. While it's easy to criticize Nicki for attacking everyone, it's also fair to question the system she's navigating. The music industry has long been hostile to women, especially black women, especially those who assert power. Nicki rose to fame at a time when she had to claw her way through a male-dominated space. She built her empire with bars, ambition, and an unapologetic attitude. So maybe, just maybe, her defensiveness isn't just ego. It's armor. It's survival. Still, fans are asking, when does defending yourself become self-sabotage? And what does this mean for artists like SZA, who approach fame with a quieter, more intuitive energy? Can softness survive in a space that rewards outrage? Can two black women thrive without being pitted against each other? By the media, by fans, or by each other? At the end of the day, this feud isn't just about tweets or freckles. It's a glimpse into a deeper conflict happening in the entertainment world, a generational shift, a fight for relevance, and the growing pains of fame in the digital age. So what do you think? Is Nicki protecting her throne or tearing it down herself?